Good day, I am Sarah Hudaji Mustapha, a third-year student at the Philippine State College of Aeronautics or PhilSCA, Institute of Liberal Arts and Sciences or ILAS, pursuing a Bachelor of Science in Aviation Tourism major in Travel Management Section 1. I, together with my groupmates, will present to you our research proposal entitled Key Influencing Factors of Filipinos' Decision in Buying Airline Tickets, Pre-Pandemic versus During the Pandemic. My co-authors are Ronald Jerome E. Bernardo, Jamil Angelica S. Castillo, Christine P. Licon, Francesca Nicole C. Mapalo, Kenneth Gilbert A. Valenzuela, and with our research advisor, Dr. Lea Mendel D. Rosario.
Even before the pandemic, Filipinos take into account numerous factors before purchasing airline tickets. Despite having an unstable rise and fall of COVID-19 cases today, they continue to express their commitment to traveling by going different places through air. Studies participants will be asked regarding their decision-making process before the pandemic versus today's situation to see which factors were influential to them when purchasing airline tickets. Comparative and quantitative analysis will be used in order to fully grasp the data required from the respondents, which are Filipinos who have traveled by air within the years 2018 to 2019 and 2020 to 2022, separating responses of those who traveled from before and from during the pandemic. A survey will be handed out through the use of Google Forms. The influencing factors will be derived from Ko Chunlo et al. 2020 study, Key Influencing Factors on Flight Ticket Purchase Intention and Purchase Decision, a comparison study of Malaysia versus Taiwan, namely perceived value, service quality, purchase intention, price, and customer satisfaction. The structural equation modeling, or SEM, will also be used to analyze the data gathered from a total of 200 respondents, 100 before the pandemic and 100 during the pandemic. A 5-point Likert scale will be utilized in acquiring the responses for the study through convenience sampling. The results of the analyzed data will be able to provide new knowledge to the Aviation Tourism Department as well as document on the marketing strategies in the airline business regarding ticket selling, which will be useful in the core subjects SP Tour 3108, Tourism Marketing, and SP Tour 2101, Travel and Tour Management.
The aviation industry has long been a massive contributor to the Philippine economy by attaining 95% of it through the garnering of tourist arrivals. This immediately changed when the pandemic hit in March of 2020, causing the downfall of the commercial airline industry due to the decline in passenger demand and drop in number of flights. Despite this situation, Filipinos continue to acquire airline services and purchase airline tickets that allow the industry to resume with its operations.
Philippines commercial airline industry is different from before the pandemic and during the pandemic we are facing now. There is a need to determine which factors are the key influencers for Filipinos in buying an airline's ticket before the pandemic and during. Despite it is still ongoing, it must then be compared to identify how to improve strategies and better satisfy Filipino customers when it comes to airline ticket purchases.
For the proposed solution or methodology, a recent survey should be conducted on Filipinos' decision in purchasing airline tickets before and during the pandemic. The novelty of the proposed solution or methodology is that the study would be able to determine which factors contribute the most when Filipinos purchase airline tickets and compare their needs and wants prior to and during the pandemic. The study would also be able to provide an assessment for airline-related businesses pertaining to their marketing strategies to attract Filipino customers.
Contribution to new knowledge is studying a pre- and post-pandemic comparison of airline ticket sales and marketing methods for Filipinos could provide valuable information for airlines, helping them to continue to operate despite the pandemic's catastrophic impacts. Contribution to Aviation Tourism Department. With this information, students taking SP Tour 3108, Tourism Marketing, and SP Tour 2101, Travel and Tour Management, will have a better understanding of the marketing methods used by the airline sector to increase sales of plane tickets.
Statement of the problem. First, what are the demographic profile of the respondents in terms of the following: age, gender, marital status, education level, place of residence, income level, and date of last travel? Second, what are the key influencing factors that dominate the Filipinos' decision in purchasing airline tickets? Third, What is the level of agreement among respondents about the purchase of airline tickets before and during the pandemic?
Hypothesis. There is a significant difference between the main influencing factors on flight ticket purchase intention and decision of the respondents who traveled pre-pandemic period versus during pandemic period. The analysis is geared towards acquiring the demographic profile of two separate groups of respondents who were able to travel before the pandemic and during the pandemic period. The acquisition of the insights and perceptions of the respondents that influence flight ticket purchasing intention and purchase decision who traveled pre-pandemic period versus during pandemic period is also the main target of this perusal.
Under the process would be the 5-point Likert scale, comparative analysis, and structural equation modeling.
For the output, assessment on the marketing strategies in the airline business regarding ticket selling, which will be useful in attracting Filipino customers. Furthermore, this can aid aviation tourism students in the course subjects SP Tour 3108 Tourism Marketing and SP Tour 2101 Travel and Tour Management.
Surveys can be used to draw important conclusions about people's views and actions. The study's findings may be used in marketing strategies to persuade more people to buy airline tickets during and possibly after the pandemic.
Number and affiliation of the respondents. At most 200 respondents will be chosen, 100 from before the pandemic and another 100 during the pandemic. The respondents will be from residents of the Greater Manila area who were able to immerse themselves in purchasing airline tickets before and during pandemic.
Online survey, particularly Google Forms, will be the medium for data collection. An online 5-point Likert scale will be conducted in the study, alerting future studies to possibilities they had not previously explored. In the context of this study, this instrument will be featuring 6 major sections for the group of respondents who were able to travel before the pandemic, which are perceived value, service quality, purchase intention, price, customer satisfaction, and purchase decision. Meanwhile, for the cluster of respondents who traveled at the height of the pandemic, they will be receiving the same set of questions from the aforementioned 6 sections plus an additional section pertaining to the compliance of the airline on the health protocols against COVID-19 transmission. With the use of online survey, the researchers will be able to collect a relatively good number of responses that will represent the whole population. This was also utilized since it was the fastest means for gathering data for this research. The 5-point Likert scale was employed to comprehensively evaluate and measure the frequency of quantitative results of the said online survey.
Comparative and quantitative analysis will be used to fully appreciate the data asked from the respondents, who are Filipinos who flew throughout the years 2017 to 2019 and 2020 to 2022, in order to distinguish results from those who flew prior and during the pandemic. As part of the analysis, structural equation modeling will be also used, or STEM.
References. These are the references that will serve as a significant backbone and reinforcing the potential results of the study, ranging from the year 2017 up until the present year. The analysis steadfastly strives towards maintaining the relevance of the references to the contemporary period. Appendices. The appendices feature sample Likert items which will be handed over to the respondents of the study. The survey questionnaire begins with an open letter featuring the aim of the study and a note on the confidentiality of the respondents. It also presents a section for demographic information and another section for general information. Moreover, the research instrument features 6 major sections for the group of respondents who were able to travel before the pandemic, first of which is the perceived value, which encompasses functional value, social value, monetary value, and perceived value. Next is service quality, which involves the segments of empathy, tangibles, responsiveness, reliability, and assurance. The third section is brand image. Next is customer satisfaction, and a section applicable only for the group of respondents who traveled during the pandemic, which is the compliance to health protocols against COVID-19 transmission. And the last section, which is behavioral intentions, which includes the minor sections of response questions, pertaining to word-of-mouth communications, price sensitivity, purchase intentions, and complaining behavior.